Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing really well. We're still missing you all so much, and we continue to pray that we'll be able to have kids on again really, really soon. Today is our last story from the book of Mark. Well, for a wee while anyway. And it is found in Mark chapter 8, verses 22 to 38. In this passage, Jesus tells the disciples some things that are difficult to understand and hard to listen to. No one likes to hear that bad things are going to happen, especially to someone that you care for or to yourself. Yet this is exactly what Jesus says to Peter and the others. Think back to everything we have learnt about Jesus so far. We have seen his incredible power and authority through his miracles. We have seen how he was rejected by people who knew him and by the religious leaders. And we have also seen how time and time again the disciples didn't fully understand who Jesus was. Today we see that again. Jesus begins to teach the disciples about how difficult things are going to get for him. He must suffer rejection from the religious leaders and teachers. And not only that, but he told them that he was going to die and then rise again after 3 days. Put yourself in the disciples' shoes for a minute. You have left your family and your homes to follow Jesus because you think he's pretty awesome. Peter even said that Jesus was the Christ, the one who was going to rescue the Jewish people. The problem is, suffering and pain and death did not fit with Peter's idea of the Messiah, of who he thought Jesus should be. So, in true Peter style, the Bible tells us he is cross with Jesus for saying such things. Even now, after all that Peter has seen Jesus do and heard him say, he still doesn't quite get it. Then Jesus told the disciples and a few others that had started to gather something really important. He told them that if anyone wanted to follow him, they would have to deny himself and pick up his cross. But what does that mean? It means we have to give up things in our life that are going to stop us from being like Jesus. We need to say no to things that will take us away from the path that Jesus wants us to follow. He also said that we had to pick up our cross. Now, Jesus doesn't mean that we have to carry a real cross with us all the time. He was using this to explain the disciples that they would have pain and difficult times ahead, and that they needed to be willing to go through this for Jesus. The Bible says, "Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, 'If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.'" And follow me. I love these 3 words. And follow me. Jesus isn't asking his disciples or us to go anywhere that he hasn't gone, to suffer anything that he hasn't suffered, or to give up anything that he didn't. Think about what Jesus went through for you and for me. We are following Jesus, who went through all the suffering and hard times before us. It's not easy to live our lives for Jesus, to stop thinking of ourselves all the time. Jesus told us it wouldn't be easy. Think back to Peter and the disciples though. They didn't have all the answers. They couldn't really understand what was going to happen or why it had to happen that way. They learned more and more about Jesus as they journeyed with him, listening to him and praying with him. We are learning all the time too. By reading our Bible and praying with our mummies and daddies, our grannies and grandas, we learn more and more about Jesus. The more we learn, the easier it becomes to deny ourselves and pick up our cross and follow him. I'm following him every day. Some days are easier than others, but there's no one else I'd rather follow. What about you? Are you following Jesus today? If you want to find out more about following Jesus, talk to someone close to you and they will be happy to help. Thank you.